Bonjour mon ami. Ah, parlez-vous français? Ah, oui, bonne chance. Je m'appelle MovieMan. Bienvenue dans ces nouvelles interviews avec les vampires. Merci d'avoir regardé. I think that's... Bienvenue dans ces nouvelles interviews avec les vampires. Merci d'avoir regardé. Hi, everybody. The least I could do, I suppose, pay my respects. We're back. Season 2 of Anne Rice's interview with the vampire. How was I going to say this again? I hope you guys and gals are are uncircumcised because this is uncut. So I decided for quality's sake, because I've been told that season 2 is somehow even better than season 1. And a couple people did mention that there is an uncut version of the show. There won't be super hard cuts between some scenes, and I guess there might be more violence too, or something like that. I put the question out there, a call to action. I asked, you guys and gals answered. So here's the exciting news. Are you ready for this? Because I took this into consideration, and this is a big step for me. But I also wanted to take a big step for you guys and gals that have been so supportive and helpful and loving, and I want to give back, as well as also keep on building the brand and make this economically viable as I can. So that being said, as you are watching this on YouTube, no doubt. So episode 1, YouTube. Once you finish this, if you go on to patreon.com, that's right, patreon.com/MovieMan101, episodes 1 and 2 are both on there right now. And going forward, a week in advance, basically, for any early birds and whatnot, like a week to several days. The long and the short of it is that if you do subscribe to Patreon, as a lot of you requested, and I want to make this like a exclusive offer, so you'll get the full video reaction with the HD episode, uncut, the interview with the vampire uncut, my reaction uncut, uncensored, full display on Patreon, and earlier before it goes to YouTube, because I usually get one of these out a week, or it seems, but in this case I start off with the bang, and it's two for you right there. I actually want to give back more to the community, and I also want to continue to grow my my social media following, because who doesn't want to do that? You gotta give it the times. You gotta get those Instagram numbers up there. So I'm doing a giveaway, basically. So it's completely free for you to do. There'll be 3 prizes randomly given out. At the end of this, if you even want to like unfollow once the contest is over, you can even do that. But this is both to give back to you guys and gals for free, but also to incentivize checking out the social media page that is MovieMan 101 Productions and all that. All you got to do is there'll be a post on my Instagram page, like it, share the post, and then make sure you're following. And then that way, I think end of the season sounds fair. I will go through all the usernames, and then I'll get like a random numbers generator to pick out 3 random people. The prizes are as follows. Prize number 1 is a Funko Pop of Megan from the movie Megan, or Mithrigan, actually, if you really want to get technical about it. I don't know if you're a fan of the Road Warrior or not. High octane Blu-ray collection of all, well, except for Furiosa, all the Mad Max movies. Plus, it also includes the black and chrome edition of Fury Road, which is the black and white version. The top prize is I'll gift you a copy of season 2 of Interview with the Vampires. I will get you a copy of season 2 in celebration of this. You get how it's mutually beneficial, like drives further traffic onto Instagram, but also we want to give it back to you,
the people.
I'm low-key nervous, but I'm excited. I've heard nothing but good stuff about this. I think by staying ahead on Patreon, I'll also be able to stay ahead of spoilers, of which I haven't had much in the way of spoilers. You guys and gals know how I feel about these characters, for the most part, but also, this is the wonderful odyssey of recollection, right? So we had the big Armand reveal / twist, and it turns out that he's not Rashid, he's Armand, and I went back and I heard him this time, a 514-year-old vampire who apparently in the books is a big player. It seems the story that Louis has been regaling, I don't know, man. The story that Louis been telling, this story might not be all too together accurate. So maybe I've been overthinking things, but I'm gonna let the tale continue to seduce me. The only thing that I feel iffy about right now, but I'll give her her fair shake, her day in court, is I was told that the actress for Claudia had to be recast because the real actress at time of this filming was too involved with Avatar, like the Avatar movies. And I guess James Cameron, you can't do anything else when you're working with me kind of contract. I don't know. I don't blame her for taking that opportunity. You get that bad girl, more than willing to accept this Claudius. But yeah, this is uncut. I'm curious to see if there'll be like a marked difference. But man, I'm excited. We're back into it. I took a little break from watching the show, but we are getting back into it. Those are new. Those are planes? What is this? This is still the same. Are these new cities? Is that the Burj Khalifa over there? Part 2. No, this is new. This is a new intro sequence. That's almost like a castle over there. Wait, so it's a castle up top, and then it's like a city. I like this. Still the vampire teeth, but there's like bomber planes flying overhead. Okay. Yeah, they're dropping bombs. So we're going back to like the times of war. Yeah, it was 1909. All right. We also have some white wild turkey bourbon on deck. What can the damned really say to the damned? The role of Claudia will now be played by Delaney Hales. At least they're straightforward about it. You know, it's like seeing a theatrical production and they replace somebody. Like I went to go see Beetlejuice live on Broadway in New York during like the last like month or so of their runtime, and all of us were so excited to see Alex Brightman and see the whole show. And we get there, and sure enough, on the program, it's like today it's the understudy. And at first we were like, what the fuck? We were like upsetty spaghetti about it. But then here's the thing. This guy killed it. He did a great job. I forget what his name was, but he was the understudy for Alex Brightman. And you know what? I figure we got an even more enhanced experience because who else would have more energy and be even more like, I'm gonna go for it and give it my all than the guy who was like waiting for the chance to do so. So overall, it was still a fantastic show. I respect the show for acknowledging that and for making a note right there. Because yeah, Claudia.
She writes here, I do not dream. I can confirm that. At least that's what she said to me once when I was talking about one of my dreams, which were erratic and often in those years. Of course, she might have said that to shut me up, but yet, she writes it here. So, let's believe it.
Let's.
We're still doing the interview. Even at that encounter, your Armand reveal, even right there, he said it might not be what she was really thinking, but she wrote it down, so let's just believe it. And even Daniel's like, all right, let's. Yeah,
Continued.
sure.
We traveled light in our ancestral home.
Oh, geez.
Circuitous routes around the Mad Army, goose-stepping its way towards Mother Russia.
Some would say a poorly timed European holiday.
Disregard.
Not for Claudia.
Rashid is sitting in on the interviews now, and also he feels that he's speaking during them too. But Daniel's casting aside, it's. I think she still looks this. This is Claudia. I still buy it. Ah, yes, the atrocities
All
of
those
war.
years, scouring libraries for evidence of our kind, she wasn't gonna let humanity's ideological rift delay her.
Whoa. Gotta eat. She's like, I don't care if there's a war, we're gonna find our
The
home.
horrors we walked over every night, the precision of trains speeding to atrocity. They only calcified her determination to find others she could better relate to.
Calcified her determination. Whoa, okay.
And rereading these pages, it's clear she didn't think I qualified any longer.
We got a lot of information immediately within this first, like the first minute. So, first of all, I still love that little bit. Calcified her determination. He's foregone animals completely if Claudia's just tossing hearts to him. So, yeah, as of right now, Louis is actively feeding.
Can you imagine never dreaming? Would you look forward to sleep? Or would it terrify you?
I like
when the
it.
day broke?
Or is it the sleep of an infant? Tabula rasa.
Tabula rasa. It's interesting because a book series that I read, Futuristic Violence and Fancy Suits, from the same writer as John Dies at the End, Blank Slate. Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The fictitious city that the book takes place in is called Tabula Rasa, but they spell S with a $sign. Picture Vegas but cyberpunking on steroids. He said, can you imagine not dreaming? Here's the thing. I don't know if it's because I just don't get a lot of sleep. More often than not, I do not recall my dreams. I know that we're always dreaming, right? Like, you get deep enough sleep, you start dreaming. But I know that we don't always recall them. And like 95% of the time, I just don't recall my dream. I just fade in and out of consciousness. And I don't mind it, because then I'm just like, oh, okay, I slept, cool. So he's like, would you not want to wake up? Would it be a nightmare? Like, for me, it's peaceful. Whenever I dream, I can't lucid dream. I have little to no control over my dreams. They're not fantasies or good things. They're usually like my subconscious, like inner anxieties made manifest and brought to the. It's never what's on the top or front of my mind that my dream chooses to dredge up, but instead it's the subconscious concerns and worries. So I like not recalling my dreams. Ergo, I would be a fan of not dreaming. I mean, dreams can be nice, but
Once again, that's the voice of the vampire Armand, but continue to disregard it as he remains off the record.
It's Louis' interview, Mr. Malloy.
You're at the table.
I'm in our dining room.
oh boy.
You're not dining.
An ancient doesn't need the blood as often as the young do.
Intriguing.
More
And
rules.
disregarding.
More rules. Okay, cool. They're just tossing the darts at a board, aren't we? Strength, mind meld, thoughts read unless you're the creator of a vampire, the vampire.
Nosferatu.
Heightened senses, but based on ability, spontaneous combustion. They cry blood. They can do mass mind control over what I assume would be weaker willed beings. You control, I guess, the blood in somebody or trigger their disease, hence why I was able to make Malloy's hand go shaky. But I gotta put like an asterisk in here now. Older vampires. Okay, here we go. Sun loses its potency. Don't need to feast as often. It's like an RPG. Like, this is you know what? Low key, I have not played Baldur's Gate 3 yet, but I swear to God, just based on the cutscenes that I've seen and the clips and the voice lines that I've heard so far, especially now that he's like unleashed his inner sassy, Armand is kind of serving Asterion. I'm not even gonna lie. Like,
Die Papiere.
Die in
Papiere?
Kiew arbeiten. Nur
Kiew.
Hausmädchen. Nur Haus putzen und dann Krieg.
she learned the
Gestern nach Haus
language.
kommen.
Smart.
Пожалуйста. Пропустите нас. Просто моя линкая девочка со своим братом.
Schwarzen Ukraine.
Stranger
Zwischen
Things.
Stumm. Nur Arbeit.
Duh. He looked dumb to me.
Von SS-Kontrollpunkt 3.
Oh, German. I
She
thought it was
had
more
stowed
Russian.
us away in ships, trains, and wagons. She had asked the desperate farmers and rationed soldiers to teach her their languages
Nice.
before she killed them.
He just ripped through the checkpoint.
Claudia was
Nice.
a thing of little indecision. A manic tour
A
guide.
ring.
And any castle with ties to Vlad Tsiepes or Vlad Dracul, however slight, had to be explored.
Do you think we'll find Dracul? Like, we'll find Dracula? It's just Gary Oldman up there. Like, Louis is just along for the ride. I mean, like, I know Louis sees Claudia as like a surrogate sister figure, and there's kinship there. She gets the love and the need that she fills for their relationship. It seems like she's leading this crusade in the charge. He just described her as like a tour guide, right? Like, he's just going along with it. Like, what else is he gonna do? Where else is he gonna go? He has, quote unquote, slain, but has he really slain his lover?
I endured it all for Claudia, whose rage toward me and my refusal to burn Lestat had dulled into a bitter silence.
I see.
This war. It's affecting the blood. We're drinking misery. In the blood. We're taking it in.
You sure you're not just feeling that yourself?
Taking it on. Thinking that's why we can't get warm. Warm up. You think that's it?
She's not even talking to him. Yikes.
Louis?
Oh no.
You say something? Thank you for asking. I did say something, Claudia.
Oh no.
I said I'm cold.
I said I'm cold.
How about you?
Interesting how he claims her rage dulled over time, and she's not even like. It's so interesting because that finale is so up to interpretation now. The way that he told the story, it was very much like a no, here's how we're gonna do it. Like, it'll be fine. But then, as Malloy presses him and makes him recount it again, he gets a bit physical with Claudia. Like, he's like, no, I can't do it. Not to mention, somebody in the comments said, like, when he opened Lestat's throat, in a way, he drained the poison blood out of him. And then you have that cut to the garbage dump. It wouldn't be a red hair. It's got to be like what happened. So Lestat isn't dead. He just couldn't kill him. Like, fire would have done the trick. Had no problem throwing Anastasia in the old incinerator. But right now, this is still the silent treatment, the cold shoulder, as it were.
Well, Brother Lou,
Brother Lou.
I'm a little low myself, but
All right.
Oh.
It wasn't the murdering Hun or beasts of Ivan,
I feel like the budget has also been upped for this next season.
or the fire raining down from the RAF that chased the vampire away.
The vampire hadn't been here for centuries.
Damn.
The few scraps of forensic proof we found made the case plain. But Claudia was unassailable, like some deranged geologist.
Well, I'm sure for her at this point, it's like the sunk cost fallacy, right? She's come this far. Yikes.
It's dead.
No. She technically hasn't even talked directly to him yet. She just
Maybe
said
it's time we go home.
she was just making a matter of like
He
statements
asked me if we can go home.
of the air raid.
Home? Can there be a more offensive question?
Damn.
Run back to New Orleans.
He's comfortable now.
Pry up his bones. Why don't you?
This is a little Stott situation. Why is it that look at this nonsense? Why do vampires get to
From
be this
back to New
attractive?
Orleans.
I thought Rashid was a kind of a holier than thou character, but look at this. This man is so. These men are all so handsome. Like it's not fair. Look at this casual look. It's so interesting too. Now that the cat's out of the bag, he seems so comfortable and just so kind of. He's just there. He's lounging. He's got like the buttons are open. His hair's back. Dude is just chilling. The interview that's being given now is taking a bit of a turn, right? Because instead of, like, Louis is still offering his insights and his opinion, like, based on the readings. It's like, I don't know if it's because Malloy pressed him more, or just because we're ready to trudge on forward into the unknown. But now we're at a point where, like, he's literally reciting passages that haven't been ripped out and offering color commentary on them as we go forward.
Pry up his bones. Why don't you? Louis de Pointe-de-Lac. Dead weight.
Damn. I can appreciate that. Love the Foley audio of hearing his thumb scratch the paper, by the way. Audio design's immaculate.
I want to thank you for the memories you helped restore the other night. I understand these diaries much better now.
And I want to thank you, Louis, for yesterday's 8 hours on how to avoid the sun and torpedoes while cruising the Mediterranean War Theater, and tonight's 2 hours and counting on chasing old world vamps who never materialize. You ever read Moby Dick, real Rashid?
Oh my god, dude. Even when Malloy's, I love this. Like, even after he had that, like, shocking reveal and the potential, like, is my life on the line, dude, Malloy doesn't give a like, he's an old man with all the triggers that come with it. He said, you ever read Moby Dick, real Rashid?
Here to serve.
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry.
Sure.
This is so weird. Where did they send you when Shah Rukh Khan over here was playing you? Is there a panic room behind the stolen Rembrandt?
My love ran a theater company for 150 years, Daniel.
Your love was in a box pondering a premeditated neck wound, according to Claudia. She wrote it. Let's choose to believe it.
Let's choose to
Unworthy
believe
in
it.
San Francisco, unworthy in Dubai.
Wow. Oh, here we go again. Oh, right back to it. You handsome bastard. And you who are you to judge over here? Out of all the people that could be full of shit in this room, Malloy is Malloy's forthcoming. Malloy wrote his book, and guess what? Warts and all, talks about his drug use, sexual proclivities, talks about the wives that he's lost, the children that won't even talk to him anymore. And over here, we got like cagey and cagier, and then Armando has the audacity to be like, unworthy in San Francisco, unworthy here in Dubai. Like, not worthy for his story. Like, it's a cool story, but at the same time, it's a story that's like predicated on this foundation of like mistrust and half-truths and foggy recollection and some outright lies.
Disregard.
The disregard line back at him too. You sassy bitch, get out of here. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive. Loot him up. There's somebody still alive. Oh, is he just seeing Lestat? There's no way Lestat would have. Well, I say that, but he told. That's a manifestation of his trauma. Same outfit and everything. Trauma will do that. No, he's seen somebody dead on the battlefield, and his trauma's taking over, and he's seen Lestat in this dead soldier. Bonjour, Pookie Bear. Whoa.
Bonjour, mon amour.
Bonjour,
Hello.
mon amour.
Oui.
Mon cœur.
Is it the same question?
Go away.
Or do you miss me?
Of course he
I miss
does.
you. Despite our recent unpleasantness.
Of course.
Claudia!
Damn.
4 years of grim wayfaring, and still no sight of the benevolent
4 more
vampire.
years of-
How does denial manifest itself tonight?
Sniffing German brandy.
Back in the
Not here,
bottle.
I'm just in the head.
Was she worth it?
Yes,
You say it like you believe it.
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do. I do.
Stop!
I do. I do. I do. I do.
I do be like that, though. Oh. Oh. Is that a rat? Oh, a bird.
Purgatory is a lovely room for music. I have a new piece, Concerto for Gersh Throat and Orchestra. Don't say it again. You ruin it with...
Although what I wonder now, since he can project, right? No, but no. If even though he turned Louis, if he were to be like, come to me, and project all this, like, is he actually seeing this? Can the maker still do that to the created? I don't recall the rules on that if someone wants to enlighten me. Like, because my assumption was it's in his mind, and obviously Claudia can't see it, but it could be him projecting. But no, I think it's a manifestation of Louis' guilt and subconscious. We're in Silent Hill now.
It was a perfect betrayal. You gave me a death of distinction.
I think it's a fair...
But in answer to your question, yes. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
You were alive. You'd have done it already.
I'm merely waiting until you're happy.
Oh,
So
no.
hurry up, mon cher.
I had taken 7,000 souls by then.
7,000? Holy sh! For one, I was gonna say it seems like a quid pro quo unto itself, right? Where it's like you beat and drained Louis to an inch of his life, and he did the same to you. Didn't kill you, by the way. Betrayal, sure, but I would argue both cases are of betrayal. I think this is in his head. Here's the thing: I know that I've like Lestat for a full season, right? I still like him as a character. I think that, like all flawed characters, he has redeeming qualities and moments. And if I'm going to give him credit, I do believe in his own messed up gothic way, I do believe Lestat loves Louis. And I believe that Louis, in some degree or another, does love Lestat. I think even though Lestat is capable of hurting Louis, like physically and even emotionally, I don't think he would like kill him. I mean, right? I don't know. I think he still loves him. Do it. But I could also be wrong. I didn't think he could bring himself to beat him to a pulp the way that he did, but here we are.
But Lestat was the only one that felt like murder. Semantics.
Well, Lestat
truly,
felt like murder.
but it's how I felt.
Oh, she's smoking now?
He came by invitation. My distraction from the monochromatic landscape.
But what does that mean, though? You say he came by invitation. You invite the demon of him into your mind to think about it? Or are you saying that literally you call to him, invite him to come visit you, and his healing spirit, his half-dead body, is talking to you, being like, oh yeah, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to wait till you're finally happy, then I'll show up and I'll kill you. So I don't think they're going to find Dracula, but I feel like they're going to find Rashid and all this mess. I keep saying Rashid. Armando.
Rated road, the gray-brown of a charred and bullet-ridden city. In Germany, there Hitler had popped a pill in his bunker and Europe celebrated. But in Romania, the champagne fizzled and went flat.
Romania.
Soviets replaced Nazis. War became occupation.
It's a good thing they're vampires. They'd be dead by now, I'm sure. Oh, see if anybody's hiding in the coffins? Vampires? Do they know? They dug up...
shooting up coffins. Windows shuttered, doors bolted.
Like every other village we see, folks left when the Russians rolled in.
Folks left. So who ran garlic around these doors? Who nailed the crucifix to the wall?
Why don't you knock and ask?
They think we hate Jesus.
Don't start back with your books. Your books are bull.
There's a vampire in here. Another crucifix.
Hey, now, look ahead, look ahead.
All right, well, she's finally talking to him now that she thinks there's something good happening. I'm sold on the look. I'm not sold on the voice. I've only heard a few voice lines. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to on the newcomer. there was something about Claudia that was like, I do declare that this is the way I see things going around here, like a Southern belle. This one's like, well, I think I'm a vampire, all right. I think I'd say I do declare and all that. Like, I don't love that change. I hope there's a bit more of a nuance to it as time goes on, but we'll see. We'll see.
Look like you should. Don't say anything about anything.
Документы.
Papers, please. And the Russian. I love that game.
Моя мама, ты видела, помоги.
Pleased to help.
Венгерка. Это Румыния.
Я ищу свою жену. Надеюсь, что найду.
Ваши документы не годятся.
Faceți-le așa fără beznă. Sunteți idiot?
Говори по-русски.
Mergeți, faceți-vă patrulele voastre foarte importante.
Сказали по-русски говори.
Документы не помогут, если они мертвые.
The tax. There,
Noaptea
bud.
noi de umblat pe drumuri. Și cu un copil.
Mama e sora medicală.
Medicala.
A venit la Romania și caută.
Romania.
American?
Well, there you go.
Ok. Emilia.
Earhart.
This is my father, Robert.
We're tired. Can use a place to sleep. Yeah. Got things to thank you with.
Vodka?
Okay.
You will make the friends.
Splasive.
No more beds.
Splasiva?
Boiler
Splasiva?
room you can use for night. American! Și adus vodka și țigari.
Uh-huh.
They are not used to seeing men with good looks.
Okay.
And the rest of everyone?
Sure.
How come y'all living out here?
Stone walls, metal doors.
Something going on out in the woods?
Bombs in ground, wolves, maybe German soldiers who don't know war is over.
Sure, but you also have vampire and crosses up on your outside of your homes, so
Maybe something worse.
there you go.
Or maybe
That's all
vampires.
Please.
That's all she needs.
Oh, look. Soldiers with garlic around their necks.
No.
Oh,
Soup for
Oh
cigarettes.
no.
Bad trade for you. But God will forget when you die. God not forget.
Oh. Super cigarettes, bad trade for you, but God will not forget when you die. Don't worry, you're doing a good deed here today. Well, hi there.
Americans. I haven't heard a word of English in half a year. Say something.
By Joe.
Anything.
Something, anything. Hello?
Hello.
What am I talk?
Oh, you, darling, are taught broken English by an Englishman too enamored with his student to do the job properly.
Ugh.
This Robert.
Louis.
She's a quick study, actually, and very resourceful. And I'm
Interesting.
desperately in love with her. I hear you have vodka.
Letting his guard down.
This Morgan.
Not
Morgan,
vodka.
correspondent, Daily Herald.
Bourbon.
They've forgotten I'm here. Welcome to No Question Hell on Earth. And you? What's your name?
Who's this guy again?
Why are they shooting up graves outside?
This is my daughter, Mary.
Carnea voastră o să ne îngrașe pământul. Vi se vor albi oasele pe cumpurile noastre.
We'll be okay. We have garlic. No need to fear.
Maybe you can take Mary here to meet the other children.
Robbed him with a cigarette. And the other
I bet they
children.
know everything about this place.
Oh. Not a bad strat, honestly.
Wait, that's wrong. She didn't say that in front of Claudia.
Say what? Who?
The wolves, the Germans, something worse. Emilia, she would not have said that in front of Claudia. She thought Claudia was a child. Claudia left, and then she said it.
This is interesting. Unprompted, Louis is properly recalling his story. And look at this growth. If this is honest growth, he's correcting himself. That is, frankly, that's shocking.
Yes. That's how it went. We should get every detail right.
In total agreement.
Perhaps this would be a time to take a break, Louis.
Ooh, ain't on there. The gears are going. In the end of the last season, what were those words again?
What was that you said about memory? A monster, was it?
He said he's been telling a story that...
I think there is a story that has been told to Louis, that Louis has told to himself, that maybe Armand has told to him too.
Look at this. He properly recalls the events of his story, And Rashid gave him that little bit of side eye there. Rashid quietly was like, huh? Not like any particular emotion, but just merely like witnessing, he's like, oh, this is a thing that's happening right now. And now Louis is like, no, we have to make sure every detail is correct. It's been hundreds of years, but I can properly recall this. And now all of a sudden Armand wants to take a break. That's suspicious as hell. Interesting. Where did this concern come from all of a sudden? Armand is trying to keep this as like, I protect Louis from himself, and puts him on a pedestal and all this. Oh, my brain is buzzing right now. Like, Armand is like, you're not worthy of this story but is this the story that Louis, like, is this Louis' story, or is this really Armand's story that Armand is trying to get put out there? Oh, what do you want to bet? Because who's been so protective, and who's using those words? But then again, it was regurgitated by Louis later. Louis was like, you weren't worthy. No, but who said at the end of last season, you weren't worthy then, you're not worthy now? That might have been Armand too. I've got thoughts, but let's... Interesting.
You know, Real Rashid, I'm pretty good at my job. A bright young reporter with a point of view. Interviewed a fallen Catholic archbishop, 4 Enron vice presidents. And if they've got something to hide, they always start with some kind of disguise. Not literally, not some dumb Halloween costume, gloves, contact lenses. They tell jokes. They're charming. And then at some crisis point, when I get close, it drops away, and I see a flash of the truth.
Armand didn't.
Say what you want about Daniel Malloy, his character, good person or not, I don't know. Say what you want. But literally, what he recalled, what he just, said, oh, this is usually how it goes, is how it went. That is how it went. Oh, interesting.
Didn't want me to do the interview, Daniel.
Still don't.
But he wanted to be close to it, right, Real Rashid?
Yes.
I mean, hey, whatever it is they're trying to hide, I'm probably not gonna crack it, which is, who cares? Happens all the time. But I want to ask you, as a member of the inferior species, why say, hey, vampires are real? Here's almost all the story.
Thank you, Rashid.
That's why I'm coming after you, Real Rashid. You I can fucking break.
That's a good point, though. Vampires are real. Here's almost all the complete story. I feel like, because if Armand has been around since the first go, and now here he is again nearby from the very first interview. Daniel Malloy, literally, he said that at the end of last season, he didn't remember. He couldn't remember that Rashid Armand here was even part of the original endeavor, right? But since he was, and there was a story being told originally that ended in like that those sessions didn't end well. But I feel like the agenda is coming from Armand, and Armand's got a plan. It's all under the guise of like, maybe this is in a way Louis is trying to work through his trauma. Maybe part of him either wants to get this story out and tell it, or it has been convinced to do so. But I think Armand is the puppet master here. I think Armand is the one who has an agenda or a plan. And in order for him to get his plan done, he is either using or coaxing Louis to tell this story, but a story that he himself has seemingly manufactured. By he, I mean Armand.
Excuse me?
Maybe it's just the old tinfoil hat theory. And Louis is going through it right now. He's just stressed. I mean, it's probably, again, he's processing trauma right now. He's reliving and recalling the story about Claudia and also the murder, the planned murder of his lover.
Wins what?
Damn. Dude is
She
pushing
got
me.
all tore up when our boys started shipping out. Volunteered for the Red Cross.
A sainted wife.
I grew up in a military family. Kind of woman you can't argue much with.
I am familiar with the breed.
Breed, huh?
Up your bum.
Okay.
Up your bum. Sure, why not? I've never heard that toast before in my life, but up your bum.
Why are they firing in the coffins here?
Superstitions of a backward country.
This is an old country with old things in it.
Believe everything you say, Amelia. Marry me.
When the priest comes back.
That's our little joke. The priest was dragged away by our Soviet friends.
Oh.
And by dragged, I mean...
By the neck?
Tied to a truck and dragged.
Lovely.
Something out there with soul disturbed. Disturbed?
Disturbed? Sure. He doesn't even correct her. She might come across somebody, actually. It's just Bruce again. How messed up would that be? Well, I followed you here. I followed you all the way here to Romania. Wanted to make sure you learned some more of those manners. Oh. Oh no, they're about to get torn up. Uh-oh. Oh, damn. Are they invisible? Oh. Yeah, the garlic sure did a number on them. It only looks humanoid. Oh, man. Oh, no. No, Claudia. That's... Oh. Oh. That works. Oh, no. How old are you, buddy? Well, there you go. Right into it. Oh, she's gonna piss off.
The triumph over Hitler's evil.
Yeah, these Lestat's not wrong so far. These vampires are different. These are like the cave dwellers in The Descent. They're just like humanoid, but I think they've lost they're just animals. They've lost the sense of humanity, it seems. Didn't even hear her until she spoke through her thoughts. Ah, yes, the song of the day. Take me on back.
You were red, Louis. You say so?
Well,
I did.
Didn't catch it.
Are you a red? No judgment.
A red communist?
I am a magical vodka Negro. Having the first all right night in quite a while. Come on now.
Either a deserter or a Bolshevik. Which is it?
This is
Oh,
why
like
you have
reds,
no
I
friends,
see.
old man.
I told you already. I'm looking for my way.
Oh, it's printed on albumin.
I really want to hear the lady sing.
I take my own photographs. I make more money that way. And your dutiful wife's photograph
Isn't that his sister?
was taken by a glass plate camera printed on albumin paper. That makes this 30 years old, which would make her 60, 65, and the birth of your daughter a medical miracle.
This is a road you really don't want to go down.
I like you. You seem like a good man.
If you can be quick with it. Song's half hope.
If you're AWOL, turn back around and take your punishment.
So he genuinely thinks he's a deserter then? Is that it? Like a deserting soldier?
That it?
That's it. That was unkind.
Cutting you off and taking your woman.
Oh.
Never mess with a magical vodka Negro.
Can I have this dance?
Picking a fight, buddy. Picking a
If you're a
fight.
Bolshevik, you're making a fool's bet.
You really want to marry him?
He's got the big one down the pants.
I fell out of a tree. It was this big grayish thing, and clothes were rotten off it like it died in 'em.
Oh, she dislocated her shoulder. Oh, she
It was strong.
she's too happy.
It killed and carried off its kill.
Was it a vampire?
It had fangs. What else would it be?
A snake, a baboon.
Baboons.
Baboons got fangs.
You're in a river in Egypt, buddy. Dinner?
Did it speak? You tried telepathy?
Yes.
Yes, it spoke?
Yes, I
Oh,
tried
hiding some
telepathy.
shit.
So it didn't speak.
I think it was sick. Why are you laughing?
A little more
giving
than
out your real
sick.
name? You even notice why you're making friends? Everyone's got a crucifix, wearing garlic.
Mortals, scared of vampires.
I eat out of
in a
anger.
part of the world known for vampires ain't a surprise or evidence of an actual vampire.
There's one of us out there. What if he can't take you ballroom dancing and tell you you're pretty?
Oh, damn. Okay, hang on. A couple of things. First of all, why I know we're in a boiler room out of earshot, but we shouldn't be having this conversation while screaming at each other in a foreign land. Two, she's like, oh, so if I can't take you ballroom dancing and call you pretty, you don't want to have anything to do with it, do you, huh?
Hell with him, is that it?
Hello,
Nice.
grudge.
No.
Hello,
I forgave you
Grudge.
for fucking up my plan. I did not forgive you for bringing him with you.
In a landfill with 5 years of garbage on top.
In here.
You carry him in here. You slow us down.
We gonna ask him if he could talk.
Change the subject.
Who
Truth
made
glides
you?
in.
And then what? Who made the one that made you? I mean, what are we looking for here? Adam and Eve are the damned? God? Are we looking for God, Claudia? Yeah, get in the hole.
I've known exactly 4 vampires in my life, and you've all been the worst.
Damn.
The Star, Antoinette, the motherfucker, and you. I'm looking for one. Just one that ain't a goddamn bastard.
I appreciate that we're not referring to him by his name, but pretty much as the monster. You're all the worst.
Memories just keep bubbling up.
Oh no. Malloy is taking like a sixth sense of satisfaction in this though too.
I woke that night to the sound of chaos erupt.
I'm also pleasantly surprised. I will be pleasantly surprised if this is how it pans out. Present day Louis is like having a bit of a character arc of sorts. Like he's having some realizations, and he might actually be able to work through some of this trauma and think about it. Like Malloy just said, which seems to be the accurate case. Memories, the real ones, not the ones that he's been saying, the odyssey of recollection, as it were, but genuine memories are bubbling up now.
I think nearby, Claudia was, she was dreaming.
Oh.
Her hand twitching like you would.
Maybe you're just, frosting the pie?
No, I can feel her.
I like
I
this.
can feel her next to me.
Maybe you're just frosting the pie, as in maybe you're just embellishing right now. She wrote in her journal, "I don't dream," and he chose to believe what she wrote. But here she is dreaming, and he can feel her dreaming.
She's having a nightmare. What's worse than a nightmare? If your soul's projecting out its fears, at least it's up and running. But the absence of anything, the void, the nothing, pieces coming back. Hours, nights, objects surfacing in water. It was just something she wrote, but it wasn't true. She could dream. Thank you.
If you want to take that break...
No. I want this. To remember.
Oh my God, Jesus. Fascinating. Am I to take it that because he's rehashing this, because he's pushing through past where they got in San Francisco, because he's getting past these narratives that have been built up by potentially Armand and perpetuated by himself, that now we're getting to the nitty-gritty. Now we're having true recollections. It was raining that night. Seeing Lestat again, like letting himself relive that trauma, remembering the truth of the matter. I assumed that because she wrote it down in her personal journal, that it was infallible. That, okay, well, at least that was a sense of truth we can cling to. But even if that was a lie or misdirection, again, like everything else in this story, it's been called into question. It's like we're breaking through, and this old filing cabinet that was rusted shut in the back of our mind, we've been able to crack it back open. And now, because he's so old, hours and hours, the real memories, the authentic ones, these recollections, these true stories, they're flooding back in, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But for him right now, it doesn't matter how fucking ugly it is. He gets to truly, I'm getting emotional thinking about it. He gets to truly remember now. And clearly, Claudia's not here. I feel like something bad happens to her at some point. So he gets to remember the truth and remember Claudia that he loves, probably presently, right? And he gets to have true memory. That's intense. I mean, it's clearly affecting him. I doubt those are alligator tears, crocodile tears, but
she woke up to the noise.
Nico, please just help bring some damn sanity to the room.
Uitați-vă la mușcătură! Uite-te la mușcătură!
Somebody, piciorul, e ranita!
Scoate bandajul!
Oh, our gal got bit?
Încearcă să ne rănească pe toți!
Oh, she got hit by one of her own traps?
Louis, or Robert, whoever the hell you are, just help me! Ajută-mă! Ajută-mă!
Oh, because it's on her neck, though. Because the guy said she was resetting a trap and it snagged her, but because it's on the neck, it's feeding into their own local folklore. I feel like Louis is gonna intervene. Is it a bite? I can't. Is it actually a bite? It might actually be a bite. And it's just.
Are you coming or not?
No, but it's the proof. It's the bite.
Nu se mai poate face nimic. Nu puteți să o împușcați. Trebuie să-i dea scapul.
Human affairs.
Help me, for God's sake!
Death and how to avoid it.
She was getting the grab. Stop this! Stop that.
Their problem.
Look out,
Our concern was in the woods.
Was she actually bitten though? Ah, damn. No, she was in the woods. She got bitten, and because Claudia saw that they were bite marks, so that's why they're going out to the woods and all that. I was gonna get into a grandiose speech about from like a line from a book that I like involving unchecked fear and paranoia of the masses and hysterics, but no, I mean I think that was actually a vampire bite. That's a shame. Oh, that's not creepy. Get out of here. No, she's the distraction, and then Louis comes up from behind. Yep. Ooh. Damn. Oh, it's a lure. Well, that's messed up. Oh, no. There's your vampire. What's left of it?
That look like a baboon?
That look like a baboon? Oh, God.
Tot eu sunt. No te speria.
It's the Wendigo. Oh, my God.
It's okay. It's okay. It's yours. We don't want him.
What the hell is that? That's what I'm saying. I don't think you can reason with him, buddy.
A vampire.
Bravo. Wow.
No, I'm a
Family
vampire.
Feud.
That's catfish with teeth.
Yeah. I heard
like us.
that.
Us. You. Same.
Not the same. Not even close.
Oh, God. He not like us. He not like us. Wait. Oh. I guess you could just shoot her. Good luck with that. Oh, here we go. Can Vampire Louis still not fight? That'll do it. Oh, damn. You take out his eyes? Oh, here we go. Baba Yaga. Is that right? What, so it's a baby catfish? No, she's gonna kill it now. Put him out of its misery. But it's a vampire, can its eyes? I guess it's too decrepit to heal. Only thing I can think of.
A woman vampire.
Oh yeah, none of those, right?
Angry woman vampire.
Why would she say it like that? A child.
Words, language, and moving slow enough. We said she wanted us to follow.
Moving slow enough, we sensed she wanted us to follow. I love the way this is written. I mean, again, I know a lot of this is taken from the book, so I'm very much looking forward 5 or 10 years from now. I'm sure I very much would like to read through these books.
But even if we could get her to talk to us, what would she say? What, after all, can the damned really say to the damned?
A lot, as it turns out. Nice. Oh, we're getting a new son. Oh, it's the soldier. Adoption works quick in Romania, huh?
Noi suntem de dincolo de ocean.
De 5 ani vă căutăm. Am venit în locul unde se vorbește despre vampirii, ca să mai găsim pe el și ca noi.
Avem toată noaptea. Da?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
It's a code? The narwhal bacons at midnight? Like what?
în cocioabelelor. Ei beau și beau și beau. Nu mai vor viața.
Poate e din cauza sângelui. Tell her about the blood.
Oh, the misery and the blood?
Sângele de aici nu puteți.
Say it in English.
Oh. People be stressed out over here, man. I got a lot of trauma in
Blood
their
is
blood.
bad here. Too much sadness. Too much pain.
I know the body keeps the score. Trauma can be housed in the body. And I know this is a fictitious vampire show, but I'm just saying, like, for the sake of argument and discussion here, can stress and sadness and trauma, like, infect the blood? I know you can feel physically, like, sluggish or weak.
We feel it, too, when we drink. Our bodies hurt.
Ne doare corpul.
This man's just, like, going through changes and, like, dying and coming back to life, and they're like, yeah, the blood around here, just like, oh, how's the weather out there? Just having a casual convo off to the side.
Maybe you need better blood.
De peste ocean?
America.
Coming to America. Love that the movie.
Încă unul ca o lumânare arsă.
Oh, damn. Oh, how casually she opened his throat. Yikes. I didn't like the texture on that was too good.
Cât dintre noi au mai rămas? Ce zici de acesta?
Romulus Cezar.
Cezar Romulo?
Ăsta a fost un tip foarte comic.
Oh.
A ucis odată niște circari.
Babe, how long you been around for,
În
huh?
Sibiu i-a ucis pe toți. Mai puțin urs. Cei ce sunt în întuneric se duc în întuneric.
Well, that was the skull from the crypt, I
Cine e
suppose.
mai rămas?
But she knew
Pe
she knew
ultimul le-a
him.
ucis acolo. Sunt morți. Morți.
But we know that's not true. Like, all the ones that she knows, all the ones that she knew from Romania, the way that I look at it, right? Lestat found Louis, boom, done. And Louis then prompted Lestat to make Claudia. Anyway, that happened. But, like, if you can run into Bruce, right? Like, Bruce, the motherfucker, found Claudia on his own. That tells me that there's definitely more out there. Not to mention, obviously, this woman. And then Armand. Like, there's got to be more. Definitely not all gone. Maybe in Romania here, they're gone. Look, pure blood. It's like a wine tasting.
Ascântâna de pe lapte.
Careful, she might want the rest.
Vor veni pe drumul diavol, jucându-ne în sângele lor. Veți muri de râs.
Și tu o să vii cu noi.
No. This
O să mă luați cu voi
Oh.
peste ocean. Și o să devin din nou puternică.
Okay.
Vă spun povestea mea.
Word, let's do it.
Și voi să-mi spuneți povestea voastră.
But also, why does this sound too good to be true?
Puțină mângâiere. Și o să așteptăm pe copiii mei să ni se alăture. Umblând cu pletele în vânt și de scurți în iar.
It sounds nice, though. Let's do it. But also, this is exactly what Claudia wanted to hear. Tatiana? Is that her name? Tatiana.
Louis.
Claudia.
Hey, look, she said no one left, but I'm looking at one right now. You found one.
And that is how we met the old world vampire.
We've received an aggressive offer for the bacon triptych.
Oh?
Oh.
No, we made it available.
I like this. We're post-interview. We met the old world vampire. But you say met as in, well, she's dead now. That's a shame. That's really sad. She was like, we can do this. I can grow strong again. Play in the grass. We can have a whole life. We own nothing. She's been around, presumably, since old Romania. Like, old Romania. Like, perhaps even older than Armand. Maybe even in that moment right there. But yeah, this is cool. Normally we only get Malloy after the interview, but now we're going to get Armand and Louis post-interview. The odd couple.
Could I see the pages we removed? Of Claudia's diaries?
Why'd you remove them? See, they did.
We made an agreement.
I don't know what else is blurred or misremembered.
My name is in some of those pages.
I sit across from him and reckon with the knowledge I don't know what other misrememberings made it in my... I won't share them with him, but I need to read them again.
Again, right here, this is very interesting. This is like a little bit of like some low-key Lestat behavior right now. I don't know what Armand's, like what his directive or what his goal is here, but like, oh, we removed pages from Claudia's book. Some of them specifically mention my name. Before agreeing to have Louis reach out to Malloy to redo the interview, Armand wanted his name like basically redacted from the narrative. Is that what I'm looking at here? Why is Armand so protective over himself? But again, he's like, we made an agreement. It feels like Armand is saying, no, we made an agreement for you to tell this story, this version of the story, which is totally the what really happened.
May I make an observation?
Lost control of the interview.
Yes.
He's skilled.
Yes.
He wants you in pieces for the privilege of putting them back together as he sees fit.
It's his job.
It's his drug. He's reveling in it. You should end it.
Okay.
No.
Put him back on a plane is what I mean.
No.
Didn't you want him out here? Maybe my previous sentiments are a bit misguided, because unless this is a case of the lady doth protest too much, Armand did say, I didn't want Louis sharing this story. I didn't want him telling this. Maybe it is truly more in the line of Louis is the one who really wants to get this story out, and Armand is worried that Louis will spill the beans too much. So maybe I was still half correct in that this is still Louis' prerogative, tell his story and have the story be known, but Armand is controlling aspects of the narrative as a whole.
I'll have Rashid assemble the pages removed.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you, my love. Good talk.
What's the observation?
We're both communicating our feelings and desires, though.
The boy we met in San Francisco. The one who fumbled over his tape recording device, who barely understood the meaning of the story he was being told. He's still in there, somewhere. We can find him. We can have him saying what happened next in no time.
How?
We can have him saying what happened next in due time. The little boy, the amateur in there, the amateur reporter, journalist that we could take advantage of, he's still in there. We can have him saying what happens next. We can control the narrative.
Do it together, like everything we've done for the past 70 years.
Fascinating. What's the end game here? That's the vibe that I get, though. He says we, but I feel like Armand is kind of... Oh, boy. Yeah, the odd couple. Good morning, Mr. Malloy. Of course, now joined at the hip.
Good morning.
Very close. What a handsome couple, though.
So, fellas, what's up?
Kiss and make up.
You have our attention.
On the record.
Throuple here, a little threesome. No, see, now they have a game plan, though. We'll be on the record. Now Armand will let himself be part of the story. But again, they're trying to cut to... It's so fascinating, the game at play here now. Malloy is a grizzled, hard-boiled, no-nonsense, very well-skilled journalist now, who is trying and partially succeeding at breaking down through Louis' barriers, trying to get to the core of him so he can get the true story extracted. And to combat that, Armand has now galvanized Louis, and they're working together to try to instead break down Malloy and find the amateur fumbling reporter that he used to be, to try to manipulate the situation so that he tells the story that Armand, wants them to tell, basically.
Okay.
He's so off put by it. He can smell...
Session 10, the vampire Louis.
Dude, Malloy can smell bovine excrement from a mile away. Like, it's going to be a battle of wits for sure. I feel like one person's playing chess and one person's just on checkers right now.
And the vampire Armand. You went west.
Our couple of the century.
Claudia was entirely broken. She had left a part of herself in Romania. I knew I had to steer her far away from it.
Naturally.
I chose the city that called to us on the radio.
Members of my coven had sensed the presence.
We'll get to you.
Wow, kind of rude, don't you think? I like that, though, immediate derailing tactic. He had a whole narrative rehearsed and lined up to say, and Malloy was like, but not yet. Taking the reins on the interview, and Louis right there is like, I told you, babe. Let me guess, they go to the theater, they run into Lestat de l'Encore.
The war had turned off the lights, stripped its streets of their beauty, sent its avant-garde into exile.
Dude, not to mention Armand is he's like drilling his line of sight right into Malloy. It's crazy.
The whole world was ready to return, to remake their lives.
By the way, I remember somebody was calling out like potential hypocrisy of mine and Claudia, and I would still argue it. Someone was like, "Oh, so you're okay with you'll call out Lestat and Louis for murdering, but it's okay for Claudia to do it. What's okay with that?" And it's like, I never condoned the murder and genocide she was doing. Like, I literally condemned her for her morbid actions. But the reason I'm more sympathetic to her plight is because, unlike Louis, who was forced into it, and Lestat, who like revels in it, I don't know. Like, for me, it's like I feel like Claudia was forced into this situation, and like she didn't choose to become a vampire. She didn't ask for this, but now she's thrust into it, and in order to survive, the personality of a child took to it. It's a lot to get into right now. I'll discuss it more when I do like my theories or like a retrospective video. They're all flawed people, as we've, discussed.
I want to say something to you. I don't need to hear anything back. I just need you to hear me. Hard words and soft words. The heart. Our life is been. It is. It's gonna be again. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. No one cares. Life beats no life. And where we're going now, it can't be running away again. Doesn't mean we forget what we saw, what she did in front of us. I see you going that way, I'm gonna pull you back. I don't need that from you. As long as you walk the earth, I'll never taste the fire. You understand me? We're gonna find others like us. And if it ain't here, 'cause life or I it up again, or you it up, we'll go to the next place. We can't be the only good ones out there. Soft words. If you were the last vampire on Earth, it would be enough.
Still haunting him. Hopefully he was talking to her in that moment.
Me and you.
Yeah, there you go.
You and me.
Yeah,
me and you.
Block out Lestat.
You and me.
Tunnel vision. God, the performances in this show,
Okay.
I tell you. Barely acknowledged him. Barely acknowledged him. That's baby steps. He didn't say anything. He didn't say anything back. I'm genuinely curious if it's a manifestation of his guilt and his trauma, or if Lestat is projecting himself. Assume he's still alive and he's out there somewhere. Is he projecting himself and he has a serious vendetta and wants to kill Louis? Or is he just existing out there? That was a sweet moment, though. Oh, we're in, okay, we're moving on. What a solid, like, hopeful opening. Like for this season. Great first episode so far. Now I'm curious, are we gonna have our executive producer sipping lemonade on his like on like Candyland Ranch over here? Oh no? No, there's new people? New people, new settings.
Episode 1 is called What Can the Damned Really Say to the Damned? It is very much the recognition of being damned and looking for an answer, and there is no answer.
In the early stages of development of season 1, we were originally going to do the entire first book in one season. And there was always a thought that we would have Louis and Claudia post New Orleans and pre-Paris have this episode of upheaval where they're in the European war theater and they're searching out these vampires.
Louis and Claudia are right in the thick of it. I think it's a very bold way to start.
I'm glad that we're finally getting actor interviews in the behind the episodes as well. Not just the guy on the sunny porch being like, a vile hunger for your hammering heart. So, Lestat didn't say I'll be back. What are you gonna do? What else was Lestat gonna do?
It was really exciting to feel like you're taking these characters completely out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
Claudia and Louis are at odds with each other because of how season 1 left off. And Louis kind of trying to earn back Claudia's trust in him, but Claudia's very reluctant to hear it. The scene where I threw the heart at Louis, it was really exciting to film. The
Yeah.
guy that played the dead soldier, he was very sweet about everything. He was like, hit me in the chest as hard as you want. And I was like, I'm not gonna do that.
I had the heart in my hand and then just like preloaded it and then bit into it, and it's just like an explosion of sugar in your mouth. So I spent the rest of the night just like
yeah. I still love, if you haven't seen it already, and it's part of what got me down this road, funny enough, a large part of why I ended up watching this show is because I referenced a clip. So when I was doing my Succession playthrough and I saw cheeseburgers with American flags in them, and I was like, all American cheeseburger, please. It reminded me of there's an episode of Game Grumps from years back. I'm talking like Game of Thrones was still on TV. It's this actor, aka Raleigh Ritchie. He guest starred on Game Grumps, and it's hilarious. I'm pretty sure he guest starred on more than one episode. It's how I learned suck your mum. That's a good one. But funny enough, because I posted that and people saw me mention that actor, they were like, oh, you know that actor? You gotta watch an interview with a vampire. And then here we are.
If you've committed murder and you've killed somebody you love more than anyone else, that's going to stick with you for a while. And Lestat haunts Louis, and it is a fixation. Louis is never going to shed Lestat.
The way to approach Dreamstat, which is what Jacob called him, I definitely tried to bring as much Louis into that Lestat as I possibly could.
Okay, I appreciate that clarification there. So this is like Silent Hill, like for sure, or Silent Hill 2. Sorry, I just played the remake recently. Check it out on my channel. But I love that. That's great, and I love when an actor considers those little details and mannerisms. So this is a Lestat that it's a version which is a manifestation of Louis' subconscious and guilt and fear and anxieties and regret and heartbreak, all that condensed into that. And as the actor just said, he tried to channel a little bit of Louis mannerisms into his version of Lestat. So it's Lestat and that character, but through Louis' perception of him.
Making his body language, he repeats the words that he says in the same way. I do. So you kind of really get the sense that this is also Louis.
Claudia is
I appreciate the
looking
clarification.
for where she belongs, where she comes from, where are there other vampires?
Like I said, I'm really glad we have all these different
We encounter
interviews.
the Revenant vampire, which is described in the book as a zombie vampire.
The Revenant.
Anne Rice's vampires are so human. This is such a departure from these kind of like beautified, glamorous vampires.
Oh, yeah.
Also, it's just really fun.
It's like Nosferatu. Oh, we really get some behind the scenes. That's sick. And the effort that goes into
The sequence that we're doing
see,
today is...
See, that's why I love, oh my God, not to get into a tirade about cinema and movies and television and game, but like it's why it's so daunting for me, because before I got into any of this, I had dreams of like, first I was like, I'll be an actor. Then I had dreams and I was like, kind of like behind the camera, I want to make all this, but it's so daunting. There's so much that goes into it. It's almost scary to imagine me trying to like get something like this accomplished, but I still appreciate and stand in awe and revel in the amount of effort that goes into productions like this, when everybody truly just gives a shit and everybody's coming together, all departments, all facets of the production. If you watch like the behind the scenes making ofs for like Lord of the Rings, like it is insane how much effort went into making those masterpieces in film, like, and just like some of the great films in general. Just it literally, like, I can comprehend a lot, right? But it's staggering. It like literally like it has my head reeling.
It's the Revenant attacking Louis. We got a wire system that's lifting our actor Jacob up in the air as if he's being strangled by the neck.
And with trees all around.
A big wire-assisted leap, lands on his back, rips his eyes out, saves the day. Delaney's really good. She's actually really very handy in a wire.
It's been a lot of fun. I actually really enjoy stunts. I like doing physical things, so the more I could do, the more I wanted to do.
I love her
The
attitude
harness
about
work,
it.
a lot of leg locking around actors and pulling.
So the voice was weird, a little bit jarring at first. After more scenes of her talking like Claudia would, it's nothing. She's fitting right into the role. Like, I'm not even hearing it anymore. So
perhaps I treated you too harshly.
The sounds that he makes as the Revenant and how he embodies it is really amazing.
Nice. People, dude, actors that play monsters, especially the kings of it, like, you know, like Doug Jones, or, I mean, Doug Jones is one of the goats in that department. the gentleman who played Alien back in the day, the gentleman who was Alien and Romulus recently, basically any people that like are in these creature features, right? Like these guys, even someone like Art the Clown and the Terrifier, like the level of like physical prowess that you have to incorporate into these characters, but the skilled and talented artists like embody them. It's a lot goes into, even if you're not talking, right? It takes a lot to convey the physicality of, you know, like an inhuman or a monster.
Claudia has never met a vampire that she was fully on board with. And finally meeting this female vampire that she appears to make a connection with is so joyful for her.
Daciana throwing herself in the fire, it's a brutal moment.
That kind of solidifies everything that Claudia thinks of herself and what it means to be a vampire. It's a lonely life.
What a shame too, because in that moment she finally had hope. She came all this way. She found somebody that, like, everything that she could have wanted was spelled out for her, and it was even possibly in her grasp. I'm part of the old world, and the old world is gone. So
The interview becomes more important in season 2. This is the first time that Armand has been in this conversation.
I think Armand is trying to knock Malloy off his game. I think he's trying to frighten Malloy.
Yes.
Armand wants to protect himself, but also he wants to protect his relationship with Louis and what they have. I mean, he feels he has no choice except to come in sharing the narrative with Louis.
Is that out of pure intent, or is there... I'm suspicious. You know me, I'm suspicious. Got my tinfoil hat on all the time.
In the van on the way to Paris, he's kind of planting a flag in the ground and saying, look, we've been through it. We're going to keep going through it. Regardless of what happens, I will be here.
Such great scenes in just this first episode, man. I got misty-eyed like multiple times in this episode, like 100%. Fantastic start to the season so far. I love the fact that it's like we have this whole story unfolding as we're watching Louis and Claudia's story continue to play out and trying to figure out where they're going to go and where they're going to end up in all this, like where it could even go. And then having the other side of that coin be the modern day in Dubai ongoing interview between Malloy and Louis, and now with Armand in the picture. There's so many facets to this, and it's still very thought-provoking. There's still great conversations to be had. I still have my theories, both you know, of sound, mind, and body and tinfoil hat. I'm very curious to see where this goes. This season's only one episode longer than its predecessor, so we'll see. That's all I gotta say. The good thing about pausing and talking during these things is that for the most part, I can articulate my thoughts and stream of consciousness as the show was going on. That was episode 1 of season 2 of Nouvelle interview avec les vampires. Yeah, Vampyr. I'll get better at the pronunciation. Thank you guys and gals so much for watching. Like I said, if you want a little treat, little treaty treat, you've been thinking about it. I know you've been thinking about it. Of course you have. Episode in its entirety is available in full HD, uncut splendor on Patreon, patreon.com/MovieMan101. Plus, if you want to subscribe to the higher tier on there, you can submit requests for full-length movies, and I will watch the movies you want me to watch. And as an added treat, that is correct, episode 2 is available on Patreon right now, a week before the next one's coming out, right? So as you're watching this, both episode 1 and 2 are on Patreon. That's my treat to you guys. I hope you enjoy it. Full uncut HD video accompaniment, uncut, uncensored commentary, warts and all, is on there. Instagram giveaway right now. There's a post on my Instagram page. If you like it and share it and you are following me on Instagram, say the end of the season, I'll randomly choose 3 winners for the prizes of a Megan Mathrigan Funko Pop, the Mad Max High Octane set on Blu-ray, and then through your choice of delivery method, a copy of Interview with the Vampire Season 2 from me as a thank you. I want to give back more to fans for your love and support. Also, super quick side shout out, and I don't know why I didn't think about this before, but I've had a few people that have been like, oh, dude, I like the art on your channel. Like, I like the profile picture. I like the whole, like, you know, me being like, ooh, in front of the TVs and whatnot. You might have seen her on some of my streams and a couple of videos that I've posted, but my artist is, and I'm very lucky to say this, but my artist is my gal pal, my girl, my girlfriend. I can sit here and talk all day. I talk for like hours on end. I'm a yapper, right? Like, I'm a philosophical yapper who can predict TV shows. That's my magical power, is the gift of gab and fancy words, them $5 ones. But if you want an actual artiste, if you want a gal that's actually skilled in the art of drawing and doing stuff, then you can follow her on her either her artist Instagram page or her cosplay page, both of which she updates regularly. She keeps those bumping. And if you're curious, yes, she does. I think she is. Yeah, she is taking commissions. So if you like the art on my channel, or if you want to just like give her a follow, check out her work, and you want to actually commission a real artist, because best I can do, here's my commission. Ready for this? I think it's blurry. There it is. That was my commission. I'll tell you what, let me add on a little DLC content. Now he's got a Magnum Dawn. So that's the extent of my artistic integrity. So if it behooves you, she'd really appreciate it. Honestly, I would really appreciate it. I want to make sure artists always get their time in the sun. So I've been talking long enough. This is a super, probably long video. Of course, I'll still be putting these out eventually on YouTube for free for you to consume for my regular viewers and subscribers and such. Subscribe, like for more, comment. Let's talk about the show. It helps the algorithm out too. Last question before we go. I'm pretty sure I know what show to queue up next. We finished Severance. We've caught up with The Bear. We're on season 2 of Interview with the Vampire. Last time that I had a vote after Severance, there were 2 other shows, and I believe the second place winner, I think currently Dark next, I believe Dark. But that being said, I'm curious. All of you here are here for Interview with the Vampire. Okay, I don't want your voices to go unheard, and you are currently making up the majority of viewership, and I want to respect that. So feel free to also comment below if you have a preferred show you'd rather me watch once we catch up with this. Of course, when season 3 comes out, I'm going to be watching this episode by episode as it comes out. This Interview with the Vampire fans, what show would you want me to watch next and have as a mainstream, like a series on YouTube? I'm done talking. I'm sorry. It's been a while. So thank you guys and gals so much for watching, and stay tuned for episode 2 of Nouvel Interview avec les Vampires. Merci, mon ami, merci, mon cœur, merci, mes amis, if you will. Have a good night. I love you all, and goodbye, travelers.